Hey everybody, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. I'm Robbie.
And I'm John, and you are watching BOBE.me.
We are very excited you're here. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. What took you guys so long, really?
We had a really lousy booking agent, and
So now we've got a better one.
so now we fired him and got a better one, and then just like that, all these shows started popping up all over the place, which was really interesting. It's
And
funny.
great.
I was talking to a friend of mine today, and this is completely off the subject. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but a friend of mine bought her. She lives in California. She came to Latvia to buy her horse.
Really?
Yeah. She says there's something about there's a
Latvian
certain
horses.
kind of Latvian horse that
Wow.
everybody wants.
I have to admit, I'm a bit surprised of all the things like we could be famous for. Horse was not on my list.
What did you say?
What would it be?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know, because of the choir culture or maybe of nature or something like that.
Pretty stunning country.
Beer. We have very good beer. Yeah.
See, we don't drink anymore, so it's like one more thing I missed.
Maybe someone was trying to save our lives by not letting us come over here until we
Yes.
both quit drinking.
That could be it.
That may have
That
been
could be
it.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
I also have a question that has been addressed many times. It's regarding the name of the band, but it's not how you came up with it. I know that you've thought about kind of if you had a couple of more minutes, you would have picked a different one. And my question is, over the years, I bet you have had like a conversation like that would have been a really great band name.
Yes.
Do you have like a list what would have been good band names for you?
It's best to just let these things come into your mind and float out of your mind, and then don't look back, because we're stuck with our name.
It's got a lot of O's though.
Yeah.
Tons of O's.
Yes.
Yeah.
More than most bands. That's for
true.
sure. Yeah.
And you guys, you have been friends like before the band formed, and you've been friends all these years through and all through the career. Like, what's the secret? Because there are so many bands who start as friends, then the success kicks in, and like, what's your secret?
You know what? Destroys all those friendships is
Right.
success.
Yeah.
Money.
But you have success too.
Yeah, I mean, money screws things up. Success, women screw things up. There's no question about that. I mean, or men, if women, or just if women, we were the Go-Go's, I'm sure a man might have come
We have a lot
between
of
us.
O's, too.
Yeah, but I'm sure there may have been a man that came between us. But
I think it's just willingness to see the adventure through, and this is what we wanted to do for a really long time. So we're seeing it through.
What is that feeling? Would you describe that feeling, that second when you're just about to go on stage?
you know what? It's like this rush of goodness and sort of the purity of what you're trying to get across is you can access that again, because you completely forget about the other 23 hours of the day that are complete pain in the ass, trying to find something to eat, trying to find somewhere to sleep, trying to go to sleep, just all those things, and none of that matters, because like I always feel like I just want to leave the audience a little bit happier than when I came out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not necessarily in like a stupid way, but just I just want them to have a good time and take something away of us. I want them to take a little piece of us away with them.
The song Iris, I mean, I have to talk about it. Come on, guys. It basically kind of skyrocketed the popularity of your band. Everybody knew Goo Goo Dolls. When you were writing it, did you have a feeling like that this song is gonna be a hit, or you didn't have that feeling at all?
I didn't have that feeling at all, because because it was on a soundtrack for a film first, and then it was on our album. But the soundtrack that it was on originally was U2, Peter Gabriel, Alanis Morissette. I think Sinead O'Connor was on there. Sarah McLachlan. Who was gonna look at us? You know what I mean? We were the dark horse in that race. We were the dark Latvian horse, tall, dark, and Latvian. Yeah, and so we were. I didn't expect that to become a hit, and it did. And Shock the Hell, and U2 was on that as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so it was like, come on.
I mean, we knew it was different for sure. We knew something in our lives were changing as we were making it. I remember like actually mentioning.
I just got sick of writing. I don't know. I was getting older. I was 27, 28, whatever.
Dead.
Yeah. No, I was like 27, 28. I didn't want to play punk rock in a bar anymore, you know. And as I started to grow as a writer, I it's just what came naturally, you know. Those kind of songs like Name and that song, and you know, they just came more naturally to me because I wasn't trying to front anything with anybody anymore. And it's very much like when you're a young man, when you're 20 years old and you're playing in a quote unquote punk rock band, there's a lot of posturing and preening and swagger that goes with that.
When you're 20.
Yeah. I mean, you're all balls and no brains. That's what it comes down to.
In your latest studio album, Boxes, that came out in 2016, you also kind of you changed your sound a bit. What was the reason for that?
Well, we were writing songs and that, and then I didn't want to make the same record again that we had made, and I wanted to experiment. I always want to experiment. I'm still experimenting in the studio with all kinds of crazy things, you know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think my next challenge is gonna be finding a horn section. You know, I think that's I hear horns in my future.
You know, you asked how you do this for 30 years. Part of it is just being able to be in a room with somebody for 30 years. The other part of it is to be able to make music that you still feel like is special, you know, and that's something that's really important, especially to John. You know?
For me, like, the process is almost it's kind of selfish, you know, because it's like I want to leave the room and I want to be singing it and humming it, and I love hooks. That's one of my biggest things. I love a good hook, and I'm good at writing hooks. So why, you know, I can't. Like, a guy asked us the other day. He's like, "So, your last album was very soft."
German.
Yes, he was. As a matter of fact, I think he was. So, it was this very accusatory tone, not in this lilting, lovely conversational Latvian patois, but he was like, "So, your last album was very soft. Are you going to return to harder music?" And I said to him, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. I couldn't think of anything else to say, but I just do what I want to do. You know, nobody from the record company comes to me and says, you know, "Quick, get in the room with Max Martin," you know, or any of that.
Yeah.
I can't sing in anyone's voice but my own.
Do you have some plans for the next album? Because in 2017 you released a 5-song EP. Is it a signal of maybe a new album coming up?
Well, I mean, I want to do a whole album, you know, but it's sort of strange. It's like there's always the debate. Well, it's like, you know, like I think I have like 5 really good songs that I like, and it's like, well, why not just put them out? You know, why not put them out? People want to hear it. We live in a world where we're all with attention deficit, and we can't stay focused on anything. And sometimes I feel, maybe not for our generation, not yours, ours. What was I saying? No, we have a better attention span. See, which was getting to the point. I was making a point by doing that. But I think that a lot of people just have to, you know, digest everything in these little tiny small pieces and click, and it's like, this is going on, and I mean, the world. I feel as though, like, I feel like the younger kids. It's the world has become so like Pavlovian, you know. Ding. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, how many people like me?
Yeah. Do you feel like that the crowd in the shows, the vibe itself has changed in a way?
I think there's like a lot of different kinds of people there now. You know, over the years it's changed definitely.
Yeah.
Music's changed, you know, a lot. But I think, you know, we see young people, you know, who just discovered us, you know, young people who haven't known a world without us, quite honestly, you know, because we've been putting out records since, you know, before they were born. And so, I mean, the crowd gets different every year.
It's a little more diverse, you know, when you think of the age of people, you know. I mean, and I like that there's some young people in the audience and there's some people our age, you know. We haven't really started bringing in the crusty old folks yet, you know. So you know, when that happens, you got to really work on it, you know. You got to moisturize.
What can we find on your playlists?
Right now, let's see, what am I listening to now? I got a band called Beach Slang. They're really cool. And let's see what else. A new Cornelius record too. Yeah.
Really, me? Who's next? Abbey Road. All the Oasis records. And then you know, I like guys like Nat King Cole. I like jazz stuff, I like all that. He had a great trio, you know, and it was just I love that.
If you had the chance to change one thing in the world, what would it be?
Can we say it? I don't. I mean, come on. This is a leading question. This was called a leading question because I know you're setting us up because we're Americans.
We have to be
Now wait,
careful.
hold on. We're Americans.
We have to be careful.
And we have to be very careful because statistically we could lose half our audience if we answer this wrong. So, you know, one thing I could change in the world that like, just all the horrible, horrifying shit that happens to kids in this world. If I could just eradicate that, just the cruelty and the senselessness, and poor people and young babies and old people are always the ones that suffer the most, and it's all because of you know, mostly men's stupidity. I believe that, you know.
I would have changed our band name a few years ago.
I want to change the world. He wants to change his socks.
Okay, thank you guys so much for talking with us.